Seven Ages by William Shakespeare. So far we have read the first, second, third and the fourth stage. Now we will start with the fifth stage. So the poet says, and then the justice in fair round belly with good capon lined with eyes severe and beard of formal cut full of wise saws and modern instances, and so he plays his part. Now the poet says that the man moves into the fifth stage. The fifth stage is that of a justice. That means in this stage a human individual generally is settled down in life and gives lot of advices. He is full of saws. He is full of modern instances. So he becomes a justice. That means now he gives or he advises a lot. The poet further adds, in this stage what happens? He has a fair round belly. Belly is a stomach. So he acquires a round shaped belly, a round shaped stomach. And the reason why he acquires a round shaped stomach is due to a good capon lined. Now capon actually is a male chicken, fat male chicken, and lined. Suppose this is a chicken and this is a fat chicken, and suppose a good capon lined. Lined means there are number of capons, there are number of chickens. So the number of chickens, that means it indicates towards the bribe. So we can say a human individual in this stage starts to take bribe, and once he starts to take bribe he acquires a round belly. In earlier days the bribe used to be offered in the form of a fat male chicken. So the number of chickens used to indicate the larger amount of bribe. Once you will have those chickens, once you will eat those chickens, you are bound to get round. You are bound to increase weight. So it is just indicative. The word capon is just the indicative that a man starts to take bribe in the fifth stage. The poet further adds, eyes severe. He has severe eyes. A human individual has severe eyes. Severe means stern, aggressive, just like this color red. Stern or aggressive. So his eyes, there is a lot of fire, there is a lot of heat in the eyes, and beard of formal cut. In the third stage we saw that the human individual is a lover, and in the fourth stage he becomes a soldier and he starts to acquire hair on his chin. Over there the poet has compared his hair on chin as that of a leopard, but over here the beard has been compared, or we can say it is just of a formal cut. Formal cut means according to custom. So in the fifth stage a man puts up a customary beard on his face, and then he looks very wise, he looks very intelligent, and he is full of wise saws. Saws are actually sayings. So he is full of sayings, full of saws and modern instances, modern examples. He becomes wise. Whenever any individual will approach him, he will be full of instances. He will give his suggestions, he will share his knowledge at this stage. So the poet says, and so he plays his part. So in this way a human individual proceeds and plays his part. Moving further, the poet says the sixth stage shifts, and where actually it shifts? Into the lean and slippered pantaloon with spectacles on nose and pouch on side. His youthful hose well saved a world too wide for his shrunk shank, and his big manly voice turning again toward childish treble pipes. Now the poet says that a man moves into the sixth age, the first being infant, the second being a schoolboy, the third being of a lover, fourth being of a soldier, fifth being of a justice. Now in the sixth stage, what actually happens to the human individual? Into the lean and slippered pantaloon. Lean and slippered, that means a human individual looks very comical, just like a joker in the circus becomes very comical. Wears slippers, he becomes very lean and thin in the old age. Wears slippers and has loose pantaloons with spectacles on nose. Now he puts up big spectacles and pouch on side, and there is the skin of the body just drops a bit due to the old age. His youthful hose. Now hose actually is a sock. Now when he was young, in his youth, he had a pair of socks. So the poet says, well saved. So he saved those socks. Now what happened? A world too wide. That means the time passed by. And now he has turned old. Time passed by, he became old. Now once he became old, he became thin. For his shrunk shank. Now shank means to contract, become thin. And shrunk actually is a part between the knee and ankle, the place where we wear the socks. Suppose this is a leg, so this part will be a shrunk. So we can say, for his shank and his big manly voice turning again towards childish treble pipes. Childish treble pipes, that means in the old age a man starts to whistle. His big manly voice becomes thin, and when he speaks, it appears as if the voice is very thin, just like when he was young. The poet further adds, and whistles in his sound. Last scene of all, that ends this strange eventful history, is second childishness and mere oblivion. Sense teeth, sense eyes, sense taste, and finally sense everything. So the poet says, and whistles in his sound. That means in the old age when the human individual speaks, most of the time it appears as if he is whistling because he is unable to speak properly, and most of the time the air comes out from the mouth. After that a man moves into the last stage, that is the seventh stage, and when he moves into the seventh stage, that ends the strange eventful history. Eventful in the sense because the human life is full of adventures, is full of events, There are a lot of ups and downs in the human individual's life. That's why every human individual's life is full of events. So, in the seventh stage, the eventful history is ended. He further adds, this stage is second, childishness. In the extreme old age, a human individual again becomes a small child. And mere oblivion. Oblivion is a forgetfulness. A human individual starts to forget things. And then sense teeth. Sense means without. So he starts to lose teeth. He starts to lose eyes. He starts to lose taste. And then everything is lost. A human individual is almost over by the time he comes into the seventh stage. So in this way, William Shakespeare has beautifully described the seven stages to us. This concludes the poem. Thank you.